Most people read the news. A few read the warning.
One quiet Sunday morning, my neighbor David sat on his porch, staring at a retirement brochure he had avoided reading for years. At 52, he suddenly realized time had moved faster than his financial plans, and retirement no longer felt like a distant idea. For decades, he worked hard, raised 2 children, paid bills faithfully, and assumed things would somehow work out later. But later had arrived quietly, and David felt an uncomfortable question rising in his mind for the first time. How exactly do you prepare for retirement when the calendar already says you are halfway there? He confessed something honest that many people over 40 quietly feel but rarely say aloud. I worked all my life, he said slowly, but I never learned how to prepare for the moment work stops. David believed retirement planning was complicated, expensive, and meant for wealthy people with investment advisors. So instead of planning, he postponed thinking about it for another year, then another, and eventually another decade. That quiet habit of postponing decisions is one of the most expensive financial mistakes people make in midlife. The truth about retirement preparation is surprisingly simple once you understand the logic behind it. Preparing for retirement is not one giant decision, but many small, disciplined steps repeated patiently over time. When David finally sat down with the notebook, the process became clearer than he expected. Retirement planning begins with honesty about numbers, time, and the lifestyle you truly want later in life. Many people avoid these conversations because they fear the answers might reveal uncomfortable truths. But avoiding numbers does not protect your future. It only delays the moment you regain control. David learns that preparing for retirement follows a calm sequence of financial reasoning anyone can follow. Let me share the thinking process we wrote together that afternoon at his kitchen table. The logic was simple, disciplined, and surprisingly comforting once he saw the steps clearly. From confusion and worry, we slowly moved toward a plan built on practical financial thinking. Step 1. Understand the lifestyle your retirement will require before calculating any savings numbers. David realized retirement expenses are not random. They follow patterns based on housing, health, food, and daily living. We estimated what a modest, comfortable life would cost each month 20 years from now. Not a luxury lifestyle. Simply stability, dignity, and freedom from financial anxiety. This single estimate transformed retirement from a vague dream into a measurable financial target. Step 2. Measure the resources you already have instead of assuming you are starting from nothing. David discovered his pension estimate, savings account, and home equity already formed a partial retirement foundation. Many people underestimate what they already built simply because they never calculated clearly. Clarity replaces fear when numbers move from imagination onto paper. Step 3. Identify the gap between your future needs and your existing financial resources. That gap is not a failure. It is simply the number your remaining working years must gradually close. Once David saw the gap clearly, he felt less overwhelmed because the challenge now had boundaries. Financial uncertainty shrinks when the unknown becomes a defined number. Step 4. Build a steady saving habit that quietly closes the gap over the remaining years. Retirement security rarely comes from dramatic investment wins. It grows from steady, disciplined contributions. David adjusted his spending, redirected small expenses, and created an automatic monthly retirement transfer. The amount was not impressive, but the consistency was powerful. Year after year, steady deposits quietly compound into meaningful financial protection. Step 5. Protect what you build with conservative thinking and avoid unnecessary financial risks. Many people approaching retirement lose years of savings, chasing aggressive investments they barely understand. David chose stability, diversification, and patience instead of speculation. That choice may look boring, but boring strategies often protect retirement better than exciting ones. Preparing for retirement is not about predicting markets. It is about controlling behavior. Once David understood these 5 steps, the anxiety on his face slowly faded. Retirement preparation stopped feeling mysterious and started feeling manageable. Within months, he had built a simple routine that moved his finances quietly in the right direction. He reviewed his savings every quarter instead of once every several years. Small corrections early prevent large problems later. One evening, David told me something thoughtful that stayed with me. "I thought retirement planning meant complicated investments," he said, "but it mostly meant honest thinking." Many financial problems in midlife are not caused by lack of income. They are caused by lack of structured thinking about the future. Once a clear process exists, discipline becomes much easier. That is why retirement planning rewards calm habits more than clever financial tricks. And if you value quiet financial wisdom like this, consider subscribing to Old Money Wisdom for more lessons. Our goal here is not fast money, but steady financial understanding for the years ahead. David's situation improved slowly, not dramatically. And that is exactly how real financial progress usually happens. Within 2 years, his retirement savings had grown beyond anything he previously expected. Not because of extraordinary investments, but because of disciplined behavior repeated every month. That small system created confidence where anxiety once lived. Retirement preparation is less about wealth and more about structure. Structure turns uncertainty into a series of manageable financial decisions. Every person over 40 still has time to build meaningful retirement security. But the key word is begin. Waiting for the perfect moment usually means waiting forever. The most powerful retirement decision is often the first small step. Calculate your future needs honestly. Measure your current resources clearly. Identify the financial gap calmly and build a steady saving habit that closes that gap year by year. Those simple actions quietly build the foundation of a secure retirement. Financial peace rarely arrives suddenly. It grows gradually through patience and consistent thinking. David still works today, but his relationship with money has changed completely. Instead of worrying about retirement, he now prepares for it calmly each month. That quiet confidence is the real reward of financial discipline. Retirement should not feel like a financial cliff. With preparation, it becomes a planned transition into a new stage of life. A stage where time belongs more to you than to your employer. And that freedom begins many years before the official retirement date. It begins the moment you start thinking clearly about your financial future. One notebook, one honest calculation, one disciplined decision at a time. Most retirement success stories begin quietly, exactly that way. Not with sudden wealth, but with steady clarity. And clarity is something every viewer can begin building today, no matter whether you are 42 or 62. Financial discipline always rewards those who start thinking earlier than others. Even a few thoughtful years can change the shape of retirement completely. So begin with calm thinking instead of financial fear. Your future self will be grateful for the decisions you make today. Remember David sitting quietly on his porch that Sunday morning. One honest conversation changed the direction of his financial future. Retirement preparation begins exactly that way for many people. A quiet moment of truth, followed by calm financial thinking, and then one disciplined step forward, then another, until retirement is no longer uncertain. It becomes something you prepared for patiently over time. And that quiet preparation is the true meaning of financial wisdom in later life.